Hello. How are you doing today? I am making a video log of how everything's been going. It's been a long time since I picked up this camera. I haven't picked up this camera in a long time. And it seems to still work, even though it's like 30 years old. But I just watched a video of a Sony Betamax that was 40 years old and it was working, so. I have the cameras in my hands. It should hold up over the years. And if it breaks, possibly I can fix it. Now, you're wondering, what is all this? Well, oh, and also down here, probably can't see that. Ooh. My solder just fell. That's a bit weird. Okay, that's not weird at all. Nope. Well, this all started when I was down at my grandma's house. I was spending 2 nights there. How this all started was I asked my uncle if he had a motor start capacitor, 1.5 UF, to replace. Replace the this one. Stand by. Okay, I found them. I asked my uncle if he had a motor start capacitor to replace this one. You can tell this one had been blown. Yeah, that was in the reel-to-reel. And then I've been replacing other capacitors. These are 60s. Stuff from the 60s is starting to go. All that solid state stuff. Pretty soon that'll all need to be fixed and shit. Most of my equipment is solid state. I only have one piece of equipment that has a tube in it. So it all started with this. Asking him that. And then I went into his little shack and then he had whole boxes of capacitors. These components, I have a good amount of capacitors, but I'll get into that. I have more than that could last me years to come. I had found out that he had cleaned out Cape TV Electronics, which was an old television shop down there. Well, that's gone. That's been gone since the 2000s, 2012. One of the last dates on one of these bags. That shop's been closed down for quite a bit. Now, how I got all this, well, we made an agreement that I keep my room clean. It's clean. Well, yeah, it's clean. It's just a little bit of stuff on the floor. Nothing bad. Can be cleaned up. And he said that I have to take very good care of this stuff. Well, I'll show you this shit. Hold on. So, it all started with the capacitors. We were looking through this drawer capacitors, trying to find the value I was looking for. And yeah, I got a lot of these. They check okay. They're still good. Perfect. Nice, good stock. Old stock, that is. Old is good. Old stock can be good sometimes. It all started with that, and then he said And then he said, you know, and then he said, it looks like you know what you're doing. It looks like you know everything. So then he handed me these boxes and he said, pick what you want. And I'm like, okay, and I've been looking through these boxes and I found literally old carbon resistors. They're not even out of value. They're still good. I even have this. This is probably going to be a blast in the past for some of you. Let me show you this. This is an old resistor handy pack. Well, Resisto Caddy. Literally has resistors still in it. Now I have a nice resistor caddy. Oh. What the fuck was that? Okay, that was a bit weird. I don't know what that sound was. Frightened the shit out of me, that's for sure. I got resistor caddies. I got resistors. I got resistors in here. Literally. Oh, we'll just show you that. This all came out of Keep TV. But it all started with this. And then I asked him if he has a Variac. Now the Variac, sadly, it was broken. That came out of Keep TV also, and yeah, I wouldn't blame him. I mean, when we were trying to hook it up, it was smoking. It literally just would not work. But he says he has another one, and if I'm going down to my grandma's house spending the night because my dad wants us gone for his birthday, then chances are I might be coming home with more shit. Which I'm perfectly fine with. I saw some stuff with suitcases. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a good tube tester. This tube tester, it's a tube checker. It's not really for it's for portable use, you know? On the go. I mean, it works. It just doesn't really, it can't test much. Now this is more resistors. That goes in there. But I got freaking ceramic resistors. These are in television sets, which would explain so much. I have new old stock. I have a shit ton of these. A lot of them old stock. This is some signal tracer probes. I'll show you that. So then I asked him about the Variac, and he's like, it's in the attic. And then all of a sudden he just opens the attic, and he's like, have at it. Because that's apparently where he was keeping all the other equipment in stock that came out of Cape TV. And I'll show you a lot of stuff that came out of Cape TV. I have a lot of their stuff. When I went up in the attic, it was hot, of course. I saw suitcases, I saw boxes, I saw equipment. I saw some really good stuff. And then I saw a signal tracer. It was an ICO 150 solid state signal tracer. I have it. I will show you it. I had to do some work to it. It's abused, but fuck, it still works. There's a lot of stuff in that attic. I mean, a good amount of stuff. There was those boxes, and then he said, up there should be a cabinet that looks like this. This is the cabinet he was talking about. That has a bunch of new old stock resistors. And I was like, oh. And then I looked at the cabinet, I'm like, oh my god, this thing is so pretty. It's made out of real wood. It's real. This probably came from the 50s or 60s. Or 40s. I don't know how long that shop's been out for. I think it's been out since the 50s. But, I got the cabinet. Still has freaking resistors in it. I mean, if you want to talk new old stock, time capsule shit, look at this. This is a time capsule. Freaking new old stock, never used carbon. Some are Allen Bradley. I wouldn't be surprised if they were Allen Bradley, because those were good resistors back in the day. And some of them are not out of tolerance. Some of them are actually well in tolerance. I mean, look at the vintageness of this drawer. Made out of aluminum or metal. I think it's aluminum. Yeah, I got a whole drawer of resistors. They're old, but hell, they'll work. I got some new. So I went back up in that attic, and then there was literally those boxes. I mean, boxes and stuff. I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be a treasure trove. But it just got too hot, and I was like really hungry, so I had to eat, because if I stayed up there any longer, I would have passed out up there from heat exhaustion and hunger. My grandma didn't have much food. I only had to like eat ramen and peanut butter sandwiches. I didn't eat much there. But yeah, so we took down that resistor drawer. And then he's like, oh shit, you forgot the Variac. And I'm like, oh yeah. And then I grabbed the Variac, and he's like, you need to grab on that light bulb and unscrew it out. And I'm like, I can't. Because my anxiety, I was scared and I didn't want to get burnt, and I would be stupid if I did that. So he went back up and did it, and then I get the Variac. We were talking about the resistor drawer. We were looking in the drawer for resistor. Ooh, these are weird. Ooh. Those are early blue ones. I didn't know about that. Where'd it go? I lost one. No, that's not it. Okay, there it is. Huh, a blue resistor. Never seen one of those. We were talking about resistors. I was saying that this is a fusistor. I think it is. It has this blue tar on it. I don't know what that's about. It's kind of weird, to be honest. I don't know what it is. It's just a fusistor, and he was like, wow, I didn't think you would know what that was. And then I said, oh, this is a sand no, this might actually not be a sand resistor. I believe there was a sand resistor in here somewhere. But yeah, we're talking about the drawer, and then before I knew it, he opened the attic up again, and he brought down these boxes of stuff. And then he brought down a CRT TV tester, that signal tracer I saw, and he brought down a Cold War radio. That I need to figure out how to power up with. I don't know how I'm going to power it up. But, I've gotten kind of close to fixing it. And then, he just brought down a bunch of these boxes. So I was looking through all these boxes, looking at the old capacitors. They're still good. They're never used. I found this, which was up there. An old desoldering iron. I had to fix it because it was actually broken. Literally a box of old lamps. Old, bulbs. Still in there, too. Substitute lamps. Sub-miniature lamp. Hell, I even have... These are still in their packaging. Look at that. They're still in their packaging. Look at that. That's just amazing. And that's not where it ends, too. Look up Axel the Foxy Space Tech Space World. That's my YouTube channel. I got all that. You'll see everything. I'm going to show you everything in this tape. But he gave me, well, I'm borrowing it, but it's a capacitor meter. I got a capacitor meter now. I have flux. I have a high quality Weller. Look at this. Ain't that high quality? High quality iron. The original iron is shot. And it's gonna be a lot of money before I can pay and get one. Get a new iron for it. This is the old one, if you're wondering. This is the old one. Plugged in, heater's dead. I have to figure out something about that. And I've been taking notes of what I've repaired. I've repaired quite a bit. And then I was cleaning everything. I took it in and brought it to my grandma. Oh wait, no, I'm getting too ahead of myself. Okay, so he said I have more capacitors, and I have a whole bunch of drawers, like 15 drawers of new old stock capacitors. And I'm like, whoa. And he said, go look in the basement, and I looked in the basement. The drawers are this big. They're this big. I'm gonna stock some up here. Well, I'm gonna stock one right here, which is the common values for what I'm working on. And I'll put the resistor drawer on top of it. Hopefully not having a mess of resistors falling, because I am not good at sorting these things. So there's that. That's also on the video on my YouTube. Yeah, there's that. And so I was cleaning the stuff, getting it looking good again. I mean, this stuff had piles of dust. It's been sitting in that shop for decades. Not decades, but years. I mean, years of grime, dust. I'm very surprised they could get it off with all this stuff. So I brought some of the stuff in. I brought the signal tracer, the CRT TV tester. I think that's it. And then he brought in this transistor tester. It's a very old transistor tester. It's from the 70s or 60s. It's an early one. I guess someday I'll do transistor stuff, but I like the tube stuff. I find tube stuff enjoyable. I like looking at the tubes glowing. I mean, who wouldn't want to look at the tubes glowing? I mean, look at this. They're cool. This is an old Actress 50C5 tube. New old stock. Well, it was out of the silver tone, but I'm condemning the silver tone. It's too far gone and it's damaged. So that's just a parts radio. I have to desolder the capacitors I put into it. But yeah, let's put this back. So yeah, there's that. And then oh, I gotta show you this. This is quite cool. I found this. Sadly, the TV shop is not giving up their tubes, but I found this old carton of General Electric tubes. Progress in our most important product. I got some of the tubes I got from that silver tone. They're still good. And then I got this one. This is a rare box. And I like the design of it. You guys just see this thing. Look at that. Philco Starlight Electron Tube. Pre-tested for enduring. The battery died. What else is new? The battery that I bought seems to be failing me a little bit. Probably because they need to be recharged. Where was I? So I brought in the stuff to my grandma, and I was showing her it. We were plugging it in. All the stuff seemed to be working, except for the signal tracer. And that was dead. And on YouTube, you'll see a video of it. I found out that the power cord, someone chopped it. chopped the power cord, and that's why it wasn't working. So we replaced the power cord. Me and my uncle replaced it. My weller, my new weller iron, needs a new tip. It's kind of worn out. It's a magnetic tip. It's magnetic. You still can get them, but they're like $4 or $5 now. This stuff is getting expensive. I can't even buy a TV, a vintage tube television set with vacuum tubes in it. I can't even buy that. People want fucking hundreds of dollars for them damn things, and 23 bucks. It's bullshit. But I'm not here to rant. Oh yeah. Forgot I was showing you this. Philco Starlight Electron tubes. You ain't gonna see that anymore, that's for damn sure. 5-5A-SL. Paper Box Co. This has transistors in it. I got a bunch of transistors. Oh, never mind. This is not. This is an old IC. Okay. Well, I have ICs at least. I have ICs for other shit if I ever come across anything that's solid state. But I like that box. And this, I got these. These are pretty cool. This is a E. Let me just show you. This is a E. This is an ECG 103 Sylvania semiconductor. It's almost like a freaking tube. It even looks like it would carry a tube. Probably when solid state was coming out, Sylvania was reusing their tube boxes. See? And these are in old oh no, that's a transistor. That's a new old stock transistor. It's a bit pitted and shit, but hell, it's a new old stock transistor. This is very collectible, desirable stuff. So yeah, I got that. I got the stuff. Then my dad came over and then I was carrying all this stuff in the heat. I dropped a couple boxes, but I got everything I needed. Then I basically I took all the stuff. The whole truck was filled with stuff. We couldn't take the capacitor drawers. If my dad is taking us to Grandma's, I might as well take the capacitor drawers. But yeah. And then as I was leaving, I looked through the manuals and some schematic stuff, and I found some good stuff. Some nice manuals, schematics, old catalogs, an old manual to a certain oscilloscope. And then my uncle dug out the oscilloscope, and I'm like, oh my god. And it says take care of it. I have it right here, right now. I had to do something to get that to work. It was working when I first got it, but it failed after I was using it. So, without further ado, let me give you a tour of my shop. It's not fully done yet, but it's getting there. Let's turn on the air conditioner. Alright. This is my shop. Well, this is another side of it. So we have the tube tester, vacuum tubes. Let me see something here. Actually, let me turn on. I guess that'll work. Get some better light on this area. So this is the resistor drawer. It has NOS, new old stock resistors. And we have these. Got some 470Ks that I ordered off eBay because I ran out. That's 470Ks. Very lovely. And this drawer literally has NOS parts. This is that fusistor I was talking about. Old sand resistor. Look at this. You will not believe this one. This is still encapsulated. Still has the resistor in it. Got some more resistors. Some of this is salvaged parts. I guess at that TV shop, if someone didn't want to pay what they fixed, they basically just scrapped whatever they could out of the stuff that they had just fixed. More old resistors. Nice old carbon comps. This drawer, it's basically empty. Oops, I don't know what that was, but it just fell. More resistors. There's this weird one. This probably comes out of a TV set. Some sort of TV set. They mostly worked on old TVs. So we got these high wattage resistors that you see in radios such as that. My General Electric's still going. I don't really use the radio anymore, but it's fixed, and if I ever need the radio. An old transistor. Probably came out of a car. Probably is gold plated too. Got some gold in that one. I thought these were capacitors, but they kind of do. Sprague Coulomb 4.100 4-1000 ohms, 5 watt. Got some old Sprague stuff. Very lovely. This one's still stocked with resistors. Nice metal construction box though, very high quality. I like high quality stuff in my shop. I don't like that Chinese garbage shit that you get. More resistors. Here's my capacitor chart, old calendar. This is a work goggle. It helps you see little circuits. This is some stuff I fixed. This came out of Cape TV. This was one of their old notebooks for taking notes. Tube tester here. I leave it out now. Got some solder, flux. This capacitor meter. Tested the capacitors that are bad. We ain't done. A whole bin of carbon resistors, unsorted values, resistances, and there's literally more down there. I even have new old stock resistors still in their packaging. These are probably old too. Made in USA. Color code, wow. Even tells you the color code. There's another one. These are probably from the 70s, I would think. Who remembers this place? Yeah, that's gone now. The fucking dance shop in place of it. You can't get any more retarded nowadays. Who the fuck's gonna be dancing anymore these days? Here's some tested. I tested these actually. These are there's another Sprague Coulomb 70 ohm. Yeah. Sweet. I tested all these and yeah, they test good. So they're also, some of these are salvaged. I mean, you can tell. This one was desoldered. I mean, that TV shop wasn't booming back in its day. I don't think it was. I mean, who knows? I think the TV shop closed due to lack of money. I mean, they were obviously showing it. These are new old stock capacitors in the box still. Nice assorted values. So far all the capacitors have checked good. The capacitors I've replaced out of stuff. This is cool. You see these in old TV sets from the 30s or 50s. Probably the 30s or 40s. But this is a high voltage, it's a regulator of some sort. It's for the high voltage. I don't know what it really does, but I collected it, I took it because it's cool. An old Radio Shack desoldering iron. It's not broken. Why I have it, I don't know. Oh my god, I have so many of these. These ceramic high watt resistors, or hold on, 2000 ohm at 25 watt. I look at this. Look at this. Zenith. Oh, these are wire round. Okay. Look, I even have this. Really a box of them. I'm trying to find a date on this stuff. I can't find a single date on any of it. Like, I guess no one ever dated their stuff. Oh no, there's another one. I'm trying to find. Oh, this one's in good condition. Oh wow, it still gives you the color code, even though these aren't color code. That's really handy. Made in USA, of course. That shop's been around for years. This is to the signal tracer. There's some assorted random shit in there. Over here is polyester capacitors. Very old ones. Got some ceramics. New in the box ceramics. Lafayette. That costed 25 cents back in the day. That would have been awesome. Look at this. Still new. It's a 0.33 microfarad at 250 volt DC, and that costed 69 cents. Hi-fi, parts, tools, test equipment, books, books. The fuck? For all your see Lafayette for all your electronics needs. Lafayette Radio and Electronics Shopping Center stores coast to coast. Electronics Corp. I have a Zenith new old stock knob. I have a bag in there somewhere. These are couplets and diodes. Yeah. Solid state shit. These are diodes. A whole box. This came out of a TV. It literally has a date on it. Oh, here it is. 1954. New old stock pots. Literally a whole bunch of volume pots. Got a bunch of them. This is my projects to finish. I gotta get old capacitor that came out of that signal tracer, and that's still there. These are for sorting screws. Look at this. Oh, whoa! Look at that. It's never been used. Never been in the store either. It's a dip clip, IC test clip from ITT Plana Electronics. New old stock switch. Still works. I like it. It'll be to me for some use someday. Listen to that. That's a good switch. Got some old sub-miniature lamps. Got a box of them. Wait, this is the wrong box. What's the date on this? I really want to know. 10 volt. Signawata, Tokyo, Japan? Main Japan. All lamps were aged and selected? What the fuck? Ain't that weird. All lamps were aged and selected. That's not weird at all. Past. Got another lamp box. Still have the bulbs. This is like for the little electronics and stuff. I still have this. Look at this. It's still in the box. I might actually install this in my Weller soldering iron. 6 volt with leads. I got some meters. This will be added to my dim bulb tester. This one might be broken. This one's broken. But the DC amperage meter is not broken. So that'll be at some use in the future. This came out of something I salvaged. Look at that vintageness. Still works. Was off a battery tester, got some other meters. I got this ancient piece of test equipment. This tells you that a tube socket circuit is working, or it's something like that. And then in this box we have more capacitors, motor start capacitors that I've salvaged for UF. Some ceramic capacitors, 35 cents back in their day. A little bit more ceramic capacitors. Ceramics, sweet. Perfect for repairing stuff. Got some caps from the 70s in there. Some of the caps from the 70s are actually doing well. I've installed a couple of them in some piece of test equipment. And got a box here full of new old stock capacitors. Still in the box. Look at this. Non-polarized. That was $1 back in the day. 47 microfarad at 50 volt. Aluminum electrolytic. This is cool. This is in, I think it's wax filled. But yeah, I even got some little capacitors in here out of axial. Very nice capacitors. Okay, so this area is covered. Got that done. Now let's move on to this. This is the scope. It is a LabVolt model AA793F oscilloscope. 20 megahertz. Now when I first got it, it was working. When I first got this scope, it was working. But I was learning how to use it, and all of a sudden the trace disappeared, and it lost power, and I'm like, ah, shit. And when I first got it, I've been noticing that it get hot back here, mostly in this area. Right here, it gets hot, but those are high wattage resistors. They're meant to get hot. But yeah, this is the scope. Very nice looking. It was very dirty when I got it. But look what I did to it. Watch this. You're right. I fixed it. Just let it warm up here. Perfect. You can move the things down. Select your you can select your voltage. But I fixed it. It was actually a bad capacitor in the power section that had went bad. And my uncle didn't give me the probes yet because I don't know how to use it. Well, I do now. That was before. And as you can see, it's a nice blue scope, my favorite color too. Yeah, there's the workshop right there. This was my intro video. I got this working again, replaced its motor capacitor. Now, if you hear, also I hear a little bit of a spark in this. Something's about to go. Let's bring the volume up. As this damn thing warms up. Turn off the air conditioner. The filter cap is starting to go in it. So yeah, this will be scheduled for another repair. Really, I should replace every single capacitor I could find in it. But there. I got these yesterday. Audio magnetics. Recording tape. This is for like good music. This tape will be used for music and stuff. New old stock tape. Gonna be good sounding when I get done recording my music on it. Probably after I'm not actually sure. I don't know if the cap is going or a tube is going. This is a hybrid tape recorder, by the way. It has 2 transistors in it. I don't know what stage they're for. But yeah. This is dim bulb tester. Hold on, let me turn on the air conditioner because it's going to get hot really badly and quickly. Okay. Oh. And this is my Weller soldering station. It's a Weller EC2000. Very nice looking, very worn. It was my uncle's when he got it in 1970s, probably the 70s. It works, but the iron was burnt out. I have to order a new part for it, which will cost a lot of money. Anywho, let's go in what will be my stock room and storage. So, in my storage room, also, this is the radio I was talking about. This is a 1961. It's a 1961 R-174/UOR. It's a Army shortwave radio. I have powered it up and it lights up. It just needs more amps because this power supply can only do 1 amp. It needs 4 amps to run. So yeah, got a DC power supply now for powering up battery electronics to troubleshoot. And this is well, it's a new old stock tape, kind of. It's a bit kind of damaged. The shrink, and there's my chemicals for cleaning electronics. This is that signal tracer I was talking about. It's very abused but recapped. I have recapped it and there's a video of it on YouTube. Got some diodes. This is the diode tester. I mean, no, this is the transistor tester. It's a very early one. Let me move this box of things. Get in. Oh, and these are CRT adapters too. Very nice. Got a bunch of CRT adapters and probably more, because I think he took them all. But this is a very early transistor tester. It is a BK Precision 350 semiconductor tester. And yeah, it works when I got it. So. The only thing that's messed up with it is broken missing lead. Broken missing lead. Yep. Rest of it works. So oh, and I even got, just put that tape in there. I even got a TV pattern generator for troubleshooting TVs and aligning them. This is more of that radio there. This came out of my grandma's house. This is a really vintage dictionary. Very nice dictionary to be exact. I got more stuff. This it's a Zenith. That's diodes. There's diodes, transistors in there. More transistors. And I'm about to show you what this is. But first, I have to show you this. Now, this is oh, this is pretty much a collectible, especially the age of it. This is a Heath kit, solid state 5-inch oscilloscope, model 10-102. And this is the name of the person who got it. And that's how much it costs. $2 for this manual. And look, it even has its original freaking Heathkit company. This is the original receipt. Whoa. Whoa, that's cool. And look, there's literally notes in this. The person was making notes. Look at this. It even gives you tips. Oh, we have to find this freaking oscilloscope. We gotta find it. I got the manual. I gotta get this oscilloscope. I'm thinking of paying a visit to the television shop. Soon. Well, I don't know about paying a visit, but asking. Sadly, I didn't get any tubes because they're not giving those up. They're keeping the tubes. I guess it's because it's just too rare nowadays. And so, let's show you this. This is a 467 picture tube restore / analyzer. This is a picture tube analyzer. Got all the adapters that came with it, and it still works. I haven't tested this TV with it yet because, well, basically it's as I try. Ooh, what's that? Resistors. Found some resistors that I can put in my stash. Okay. This actually has one tube. It literally has a vacuum tube in it. That's probably for the power. But yeah. This will be my stock room. This is where I'll put some of the capacitor drawers, hang them up on the wall. You name it, I'll do it. Great, now I can put these in there. So,